the weirdest talk show all around the world.
This looks fun.
Verses are a lot more complicated to make and manufacture than a t-shirt.
We've broken a lot of rules.
On Only HOS.
So Dream is not here today. Bear with me with any oddities or anything like that. Daryl debates. That might be a good title. I do have the Twitch chat open so I can talk to anyone who wants to send any messages or anything like that. But I am joined by my special guest this time, Raj. Raj, are you there?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how does it feel knowing you are filling in the shoes of Dream because he was sick today?
It just confirms that I'm irrelevant.
Oh my goodness. No, this will not be the last time you're here. Anytime Dream is sick, you can fill in his shoes again. No,
yeah. All right. Anytime I can be the third wheel. Yeah.
No. Hey, you can join and just chill and be a special guest. Be a regular, actually. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So guys, basically how this show works, is very simple. I asked you guys on Twitter. I gave you guys 2 topics to pick, and I posted a poll for you guys to vote in. And it was basically between the topics of everybody is required to shave their head and keep it shaved, or school dress codes are enforced everywhere for everyone. And you guys voted in a very close margin, 53% for shaved heads. And that's 620 votes, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm super duper excited about that. Now, we did a little prep for both topics, so we are prepped. Let me just sort of give you guys an explanation on how the show works in case you're not familiar. Basically, we have a topic that is absurd, out there, crazy, something that would never ever actually be debated by people. Like, no one would actually debate, that everybody should have to shave their heads or actually be in favor of necessarily that. But we are going to argue it. Both me and Raj are each going to randomly pick a side, and you are not going to know who is actually in favor of what position, like in the real world, but we're going to defend a position whether we agree it or not. You may have seen, we had a podcast or whatever out, a sample of it where we talked about fursuits and whatnot. Raj, you were in that one. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how it plays out. So, shaved heads. Are you excited to discuss this?
Of course.
Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead and pick define our argument. Okay. So what exactly are we going to be talking about? What are our rules? Is it essentially, just as a brief example, would it be something like everybody in the world should be required to shave their head or keep their head completely hairless? Like, your hair can't grow more than a millimeter. If it grows more than a millimeter, then you have to shave it.
I feel like a millimeter is way too small. Maybe half a centimeter.
Half a centimeter?
Half a centimeter.
So you can have,
would it be people in buds? Yeah. So would it be people in established areas or just people in general?
I'd say
obviously
everyone.
There's tribal countries and stuff.
Everyone. It's now world law.
World mandated law. Okay.
Yeah. Or do you just want to should we just do a regional thing just the United States and Western countries like Europe and whatnot?
No, let's do global.
You think global? Okay. So global. And all right, there you go, guys. Okay. So it's now world law that you have to keep your head shaved, no more than half a centimeter of hair. That's the rule. Okay. Now, or at least that's the topic of discussion. Now, who will defend each position is the question.
We're flip a coin?
We're going to have Siri flip a coin. So I'll be heads, Raj, you'll be tails. So basically it'll be, if Siri says heads, I have to defend the position, right? I'm in favor of it. If Siri says tails, you're in favor of it. We are literally doing this live, so we don't know who's going to take what position. Here we go. Hey, Siri, flip a coin.
Tails.
Oh,
I'm defending.
Man. So you are defending the position. You are in favor of this supposed new law, rule, or just position. I am opposed to it. Okay? So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to open first or should I?
If you want to, you can.
All right, I will open, and everybody, I am taking the position of shaving this new law being proposed, or this new suggestion by Raj that everybody in the world should be required to shave their head and keep it no more than half a centimeter. I am 110% against that. He, however, is 110% for it. A60 is here. He will be our moderator if we have any questions or adjustments, like in the specifics of the law and how it's applied. Yes. All right. Here we go. So I am going to go at this just right off and say this law is crazy. Seriously, everybody shaving their head. What would be a good thing about that? That is absolutely nuts. People like their hair. I like having hair, and I do have hair. I have a full, lush head of hair, and the last thing I want is to have to wake up in the morning, go into the bathroom with a razor, and make sure that my head is silky smooth, and go over it with a razor or with any sort of cream or Nair or whatever. That just sounds like an added extra step that people are going to have to do in the morning. I don't want to have to do that just on a personal level. And I could think of 1 million people who wouldn't want to have to do this, or maybe 7 billion people. And just think about, women. Like, women are even more attached to their hair than men. Do you really want, every woman in the world walking around bald? And I'm not saying that, certain people, they don't have a choice, or they like having bald hair, and I'm totally fine with them. They can go ahead and keep their hair bald all they want. You like bald hair? Go ahead. You be bald. But I am just saying, I am not for this. I just think that on a personal level, this would make society absolutely crazy, add too much inconvenience, and it's just totally nuts. I think people in general prefer it when everybody else has hair, or when everybody gets to pick their own hairstyle versus everybody being required to look like, egg, people walking around all the time. Just my thoughts. All right. Raj, you want to go ahead?
All right, so just to clarify, my opening shouldn't really counter-argue anything you say right now, right? That's
just go ahead and make your initial argument for it.
All right, so I obviously think that everybody should have shaved hair for a multitude of reasons. So first of all, it gets rid of the anxiety of hair loss. As people grow older, they start to lose hair over time depending on their genetics. So this just gets rid of that anxiety completely, and that feeling of I'm going old, because everyone has their hair removed, so they're discriminated against. As I said about discrimination, it also promotes unity, because right now we judge people based on their appearances as well as their personality, but primarily through their appearance. So, because everybody has a shaved head, it promotes unity between everybody. And also allows for limitless capabilities when it comes to wigs, because while they need to have shaved heads, there's nothing saying that they can't have wigs at all. So while they may lose their natural hair, they still have the opportunity of using artificial hair to give them their desired hairstyle. So other than that, there's also health benefits too. So there's no really ingrown hairs, there's no infected follicles, etc. And it's easier to wash and maintain when compared to having hair. So in place of using conditioner and shampoo, which can be more expensive for people who have financial disadvantages, all you need is Nair, which is basically this cream that you can apply to your head that actually removes the hair itself. So for some people, they may argue saying that, this is a lot more effort. But every day, when you take a bath or when you shower, you still put conditioner, shampoo in your hair, or at least I hope you would. So you can just put Nair instead of doing that. Also, you don't have to go to the barber to get it maintained. You can do this yourself. So I know some barbers cost hundreds of dollars to get this professional style haircut, whereas with having a shaved head, you don't need to really get it professionally styled, because it's something that you're meant to be able to do at home. And finally, it has the potential to make you yourself look younger, because as you grow old, as well as losing hair, you start to develop gray hair. But this just eliminates that gray hair completely by getting rid of it. Oh, wait, one more thing. I forgot about this. It supports people who have cancer, because right now, a lot of people who have bald hair right now, well, they do have it because of hair loss. Some people may have it because they're going through chemotherapy. So due to this, we can support our individuals, family, friends, strangers, everybody who is going through chemotherapy by also having bald heads, which adds to the whole unity concept I brought up earlier. And that's it.
Okay. Wow, that was a pretty good. It was a pretty good defense of the position. I will say a pretty good opening arguments. I'll just go ahead and say that. All right, so now we're going to get into the actual debate portion. I'm going to go ahead and tackle I'll tackle some of your things, and then you can have a chance to tackle some of mine. Again, then we'll really get into it. So first off, you mentioned discrimination as for people who are going bald or people who are getting gray hair and they just want to shave it all off. We have solutions for people like that. Okay. It's called a hat. All right. You're going bald. You throw a hat on your head. We also have these things called wigs. Okay. You're saying a very small percentage of the population who happen to struggle with a certain thing. And instead of just them shaving and everybody just being okay and being like, hey, you're awesome. We don't care if you're bald or whatever. You know, it looks good on you. The fact that you're bald or your hair's growing gray or whatever. You're just like, nope, shave everybody's head. Like, come on. That is hugely, hugely wasteful. Okay. Just for a teeny tiny portion of the population, you're now going to try and apply this very strict regimen to everybody else. Come on. That's crazy. And then you go with health benefits. Oh yeah. Maybe you don't have, ingrown hairs, but now you have way more razor burns as people are shaving their heads every morning. And so I'm sure there's going to be health negatives also with the fact that guess what? Having a bald head, if you're exposed to the sun, you got to put something on that. You got to put some cream on that. Otherwise you're going to get a sunburn on the top of your head. I'm sure that's not going to feel good for people. So you're going to have to wear a hat anyway. Right? And that's not going to be pleasant because you're either going to have to wear a hat, you're going to put cream on top of your bald head to keep it from getting sunburned. How's that a good thing? Also, you suggested Nair, right? Nair, which is used to remove hair, right? That is a chemical that I'm sure that doesn't feel good if you use it on your head. And I'm sure if you're using that constantly, I'm sure that's not to be something that you're using just over and over and over again, right? It's probably not going to be good for your health in the long run, right? A chemical that burns the hair off your head or removes all the hair. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. Easier to maintain? You say, how is it easier to maintain this regimen of shaving your head? Oh, you don't have to wash your hair. Well, guess what? It doesn't take that long to wash your hair in the shower. Oh, look, I washed my hair. Oh, haircuts. Oh no, it's so much work to get a haircut every couple of months. Like, that's crazy. Now you're just adding in the extra daily and inconvenience of making sure that you keep your head silky smooth, and you lose all of the benefits that come with it, like feeling the wind rush through your hair if you're, driving in a car with the windows open, like just like that awesome, all those awesome feelings, having, just gotten a fresh haircut and like showing it off to your friends and how awesome it looks and be like, hey guys, look at my awesome new haircut. Everybody being like, oh, that's great. Now you're just going to be like, hey guys, look, I freshly shaved my head. Oh, nice. You literally look the same as you do every day. You lose all those awesome things and all those awesome experiences. You also take away a big portion of people's individuality. People being able to dye their hair. There's a million different ways you can cut, dye, or style your hair. Why would you want to take away that diversity and that awesomeness and that culture? All the different cultures around the world have different hairstyles, and you just want to say, no, none of that. Everybody has to have the same thing. You're taking away the individuality for uniformity, and that's totally nuts. That's totally crazy. And I think in the end, you're gonna end up hurting this mixture and this accepting of cultures. If in trying to end discrimination by making everybody look the same, right? You're ending up hurting our ability to appreciate what's different, right? We should be able to appreciate those differences, right? And being able to see everybody's got different hairstyles and hair colors or hair whatever helps with that. All right, so you're crazy. Your positions are crazy, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Oh, not to mention that you're also going to hurt the economy, okay? Literally millions of hairdressers without a job overnight, right? Not a good plan, okay? we are going to take a break for a song, guys. When we come back, Raj is going to attack and probably destroy some of my points. So
I have a lot of stuff written down.
All right. I don't know. Here we go. Go ahead. A60 song.
Vous pouvez nous écouter
You can listen to us
sur tous vos appareils.
on all your devices.
Alexa,
Google Home. Just ask them.
demandez-leur.
Only hits.
The weirdest talk show all around the world.
This looks fun.
Horses are a lot more complicated to make and manufacture than a t-shirt.
We've broken a lot of rules.
On Only Hit US.
All right. And we are back. So, Raj, are you ready to give your counter arguments?
Yeah.
All right. Go. Lay into me.
All right. Why did you just say lay into you?
Go on.
All right. So you said that you don't want to shave your head every single day, but okay. Let me ask you a question right now. When you you take showers?
Yes.
Do you use
Obviously.
shampoo?
Yes, of course.
Then, as an alternative to using shampoo, you can just use Nair. And additionally, when you use Nair, and I forgot to address this earlier, but like you don't have any sort of like risk for lice, so that gets rid of one pest that spreads from person to person. Because with the lack of hair, you can't really have lice. But other than that, so that basically gets rid of your entire I don't want to shave my head every day, because you don't necessarily have to shave your head. And also, one thing you brought up with Nair was that, oh, it's made of chemicals. There are lots of alternatives to Nair. Each of them, even some of them having natural like products, natural resources being used to make it. They're not necessarily all chemicals. Let's see what else. Thing about women. So it's the thing about women is that social standards, like our social standards and cultural standards, define that women need to have long hair. It's a choice that we made. So getting rid of it really wouldn't be a problem, because change is natural. Change happens all the time. So they can just adapt to it. Hats and wigs are already possible solutions. But the thing is, when you already have hair, there's a chance of discrimination against people who are using hats or wigs, because they're using artificial products compared to people having like naturally good hair. Because right now there's a lot of emphasis on natural beauty, and people use all these artificial things such as like implants and such to be able to have that natural look. So by getting rid of like all natural beauty when it comes to hair, you only make it that everyone has an artificial look, so there can't really be discrimination against that. Health benefits. You said way more razor burns. Again, you don't necessarily need to use razors. Having a bald head can make you exposed to sunburns. People should really be using sunscreen. Again, hats are an alternative. Wigs are an alternative. So you don't necessarily always get sunburns. How's it easier to maintain? You mentioned getting a haircut every couple of months. That may just be you, but I know people who get a haircut every single week. So that itself gets rid of a lot of like money spent on barbers and such. And you also mentioned feeling the wind rush through your hair, like that feeling of like the wind rush through your hair, like say when you stick your head out of a car window. People who are already bald and everything, they can't experience that. So this could be used to promote unity among every single person. You take away a big portion of people's individuality, but you see, that's just with their natural hairstyle. Hats and wigs can add to their individuality. They can add to their look, their own personal style. So you're not necessarily taking away. Like you mentioned dyes earlier, you can still get like a dyed wig. There's nothing wrong with that. And then also like with you being bald, that gives a lot more exposed skin. So say you want to get a tattoo, there's another spot. There's like a lot of space on the top of your head that you can get a tattoo on. So if anything, it could add to your individuality because it gives you more options and more variety. You also mentioned that it was going to hurt the economy because, first of all, people who went into hair products, first of all, it was their choice. They weren't necessarily forced into it. You said millions of jobs to be lost specifically overnight. We discussed this earlier with the fursuit topic. Laws don't get implemented overnight. It would take a couple of years for this to come into effect. And even then, instead of them becoming hairstylists, they can still do that, but just with wigs, because natural hair, artificial hair can still be used for styling hair. As for cutting, like they can basically give a wig template and then cut the wig into whatever styling they want, or also dye the hair. And also this gives them another opportunity because they can become maintainers for people who want to get their hair removed but don't have to go through the hassle of doing it themselves. So they could be providing another luxury that they didn't have previously. And my final point is that say people can't afford Nair or like can't afford razors and such. Hotels and stuff, like they already give out shampoo if you ask for it. So because of this new law, shampoo and conditioner is basically useless. So instead, they can just be spending that money. It's a lot more money to buy shampoo and conditioner than buying Nair or like other hair removal products. So they could just be giving little bottles of Nair out. So it doesn't really like exclude people who can't afford it because they can still get it for free from hotels, motels, and other places where people can stay overnight. And that's really it, I guess.
Okay. Wow. Some interesting points. Anyway, so now that we both kind of had our time to give our points and do our initial attack, now we're going into freestyle. So you can interrupt at any point and we just go at it.
Oh, okay.
First, I want to say, what are you on about? Natural Nair. Nair is a chemical.
No, I didn't say natural. I said there are alternatives to Nair that are made of natural products.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
never necessarily said natural Nair.
Hold on. Nair, even made out of natural products, is still a caustic chemical designed to burn your hair away, okay? You are literally told not to leave Nair on your skin for too long. Do you know what happens if you leave Nair on your skin for too long? It will give you a chemical burn. Okay, so now you're introducing this thing that people really, you're going to have a lot of really dumb people using it, right? And a bunch of them are going to get chemical burns.
No. You need to listen. There are literally oils. There are literally oils that don't burn your skin. Like, for example, there's this oil called Smooth. It's made of natural hydrating ingredients such as
Don't go too close to your mic, please. That's loud.
Wait, is it actually loud? Okay.
It was just burning.
Does this oil have any sort of thing where they're like, hey, don't leave this on your skin for too long because otherwise you'll get a chemical burn?
Let me go look at it. I will go look at it.
That doesn't even, you bring up, we'll get rid of lice. How big of an issue is lice? We already have chemicals for lice. If you get lice, here, use this chemical. Boom. Lice gone. Problem solved. Most people don't have to deal with lice as a daily issue.
To begin with.
And how many people have to deal with that as a problem? Very few people every year have to deal with it, and they just use a shampoo.
Let's go look at
days.
National lice statistics.
Plus, you are going to save. You mentioned like people will save money. No, because now they're spending all that money on Nair, on your wigs, where are people going to get the wigs from? How do you think
mandatory.
wigs are made?
Wigs aren't mandatory.
And no, why would people even be allowed to wear wigs? If you're required to shave your head, why would you be allowed to wear wigs? And where are you going to get the hair for the wigs? Everybody has to shave their hair, okay?
Wigs aren't always made of hair. There are other natural synthetic. Not natural. There's other synthetic resources
wigs that people like to wear are made out of hair. The majority of wigs are made out of hair.
That is the existing population of wigs. Yeah. But in the future, due to this drastic supply, this drastic need for it, a lot of scientific research could be done to find alternatives that don't need hair requirements.
Yeah, why are we going to waste our money on that anyway? You're talking about
why are companies wasting their money on R&D and such for current hair products? They could be using that money instead.
Because there's high demand because everybody has hair.
Okay, but with this law in place, there's to be high demand for wigs. So that money going to their R&D department can just be allocated towards finding synthetic ways to make wigs.
Okay, but you mentioned how this is a natural change. You mentioned how you mentioned with your female hair beauty standards, how that was a change or a societal standard. Guess what? You know what? Those happen over time in a natural way as society evolves. It doesn't happen.
Well, listen, sometimes you need a little push. This can be a catalyst for change. Bald, okay? This can be a catalyst for change.
No little push. All of your benefits are absolutely crazy in that you're not actually giving people what they want. You're imposing a societal standard just to benefit a handful of people through diversity and to not make a handful of people feel bad. Now you're imposing this societal change onto people that's going to make a bunch of people feel bad. A lot of people feel very secure in the fact that their hair is a thing about them. They like having hair, right? And you're taking that away from them just overnight.
They still have the opportunity to have hair, just not natural hair. And even then, you need to understand that this is for this generation. Change to fully come into effect has to go over multiple generations. So as generations and generations go by, it's going to become more and more natural to have to maintain your hair, to have it at that less than half a centimeter limit that we defined earlier. So just this generation we may see a bit of like discontent, but later on, people will just become more and more adapted to it, and more and more content with it.
But here's the problem. Your whole argument about people can just wear wigs, basically counters the whole point of shaving your head. You brought up how it changes the natural beauty. Well, what natural beauty is there in wearing a wig? You brought up about the whole lice situation. Guess what? Lice can get into wigs too. Okay? So literally, by advocating for people using wigs, you're undermining a bunch of your other positions. So you have to abandon the wig argument, otherwise your position is undermined. So if you abandon the wig argument, you lose all these benefits of the wigs that you brought up. So which is it? Are you gonna try and keep the whole wig thing in there? Which, oh no, everybody's gonna, because if the wig thing becomes a thing, then maybe everybody just goes out and buys wigs. In which case, what's the point in having everybody shave their head if everyone's just gonna walk around wearing a wig? That's crazy. It's absolutely absurd, you muffin.
I mean, you need to understand, because the genetic game is a lottery. So people may have bad genetics. So this gives people a choice. They can stay bald and they won't be judged for it. Or at least they won't be judged as much as if they had like bad hair and everyone had this natural, beautiful looking hair. Compared to, okay, we can be bald or we can buy a wig. It seems like a luxury purchase, yes, but it adds less discrimination.
Oh my goodness. I understand that. I understand that there's people who are naturally bald. I understand that there's people who have no choice but to be bald.
But what about naturally beautiful hair?
Yeah, exactly. What about the people who have naturally beautiful, good-looking hair? Oh, no, sorry, you got to shave that off, right?
Yeah,
what if
but they could just get it back with artificial hair. But the whole point,
what's the point giving them artificial hair? Just let them keep the hair they have. The whole point is to prevent discrimination,
because right now in our centers, the perfect hair is those people who have like natural, beautiful looking hair and always get it maintained.
Then you know what? Just let everybody who's bald, they can just wear a wig. How about that?
But I suppose that should be the thing instead. But I literally mentioned this point earlier. So people would judge people with artificial hair if they have natural hair. Whereas if you put everybody on the same page, everybody at the same level, then they can't really judge saying, oh, you're bald or oh, you're wearing a wig. Because if they have hair or artificial hair, they're going to be wearing a wig too. The whole point is to prevent discrimination.
Okay, they can make wigs that look like natural hair, where just at a curious, just at a side-eyes glance or even at a direct-on glance, you're not going to know, oh, that person's wearing a wig. Oh, that person has natural hair.
Yes,
right?
But people with wigs feel insecure if they're going against people who have natural hair. Whereas there would be no sort of insecurity or anxiety.
Wow.
Yeah, yes, I literally mentioned this in my opening. No, literally in my opening, my first point was that it gets rid of the anxiety. That was literally my first point. How is it going to get rid of the
anxiety? Are all wigs the same? Are all wigs of the same quality? No.
But then you can get a wig just like that compared to wishing that, I wish my hair was thick.
For a lot
I wish my hair wasn't as thin.
There are going to be people who will have super expensive wigs that look way nicer than people who can't afford those super expensive wigs. So now you've introduced a different type of insecurity where people are just going to be insecure about the fact that they don't have that super nice wig. Okay? So that doesn't help those people. Those people are now.
But it's not impossible for them to get that super nice wig. It's not impossible.
Maybe they can't
with the genetics game, it's not possible, because then that's a matter of genetics. You can't really alter your current genetics. Whereas your financial situation can change over time.
Yeah,
and
but
plus,
you could have
as more and more time develops, things will get more and more cheaper.
Yeah, things might get cheaper, but guess what? Even though new phones are getting cheaper, right? The top of the line phones are still out of reach for a lot of people.
You're changing it from impossible to improbable.
Too.
Improbable is not impossible.
No, because it's not improbable for those people now. They can just go get a wig right now if they want to. If you don't like your hair as it is, shave it all off, and you can go spend your money on a nice wig if you want to do that. And you can have options that you can switch
But you will get judged by society.
But now No, you won't, because you can get a wig that people won't be able to tell it's a wig. Now you're basically saying,
if they do tell it's a wig,
standards out the window.
If they do find out that it's a wig, they're going to get judged. And even then, that adds more anxiety and insecurity.
You're saying.
If you want to, you can get a Gucci wig.
Yeah, but what if I can't afford a Gucci wig? And
then don't get a Gucci wig.
I have to get the Walmart brand wig that everybody's going to notice. Oh, you got that from Walmart. Haha, look at him. Right? You've just switched the standard from natural hair to artificial.
The same thing happens with hairstyling, but the thing is that there's more variables involved when you have natural hair versus when you have artificial hair. This lessens the amount of variables in the play, and then this gives the people more advantage. And then
no, it doesn't. You're just moving it from a genetic advantage to a money advantage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And your money
Exactly.
situation can change. Your genetic situation cannot change.
So what is it? Is your argument, and you're doubly hurting the poor, because not only can they not afford those super expensive wigs in the first place, but they also are going to have a hard time affording all this Nair, all these razors.
I literally mentioned that point
get.
earlier. I literally mentioned this point earlier.
Yeah, think about it. Poor
Yeah, I
people
literally
are
said
already
that
in a hard situation.
hotels and such already give them out for free.
To afford certain
They
things.
literally give them out. Yeah.
Hotels give out Nair for free.
No. They give out shampoo and conditioner for free, and you don't need that when you're going to be bald or when you have artificial wigs.
So everybody just has to go spend $100 a night at a hotel so that they can. I'm glad I spent that.
What do you mean? I've literally walked. No. I've literally walked into a hotel before, and I've asked them, "Hey, do you have an extra bottle of conditioner?" And they gave me one. You don't.
Were
need
you
to
staying at the hotel?
No.
So you just went in there and stole
Yes.
Hey, man.
I didn't steal it. I just asked.
Yeah, so what if they're like, oh, this guy's probably staying at the hotel? No, like, come on, dude. You just walk into
You don't
hotels.
need to
Hey,
stay.
I need some shampoo. Give me that shampoo. I could go down to the store and buy some, but you're going to give me some for free.
I never said that. I just
come
asked
on.
for it.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you
That's not
asked for it.
crazy.
Did you tell them that you weren't staying there?
Yes.
You told them.
Yes. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm staying at Caesar's Palace. I don't have."
Wait, so you're staying
This is
at a
in Vegas.
different hotel?
This is in Vegas.
What? So you didn't even ask the hotel you were staying at?
No.
Why didn't you just ask the hotel you were staying at?
Because I was down the street already and I was too lazy to walk
That's
back.
crazy. You are severely going to hurt a lot of people if you implement this policy. We're going to have way more people in the hospital for chemical burns. We're going to have way more people.
Listen,
buying
again, there are
Gucci wigs
national
and making everybody else feel insecure. I
Gucci
can buy my
wigs.
Gucci wig.
I mean,
My Louis Vuitton wig.
doesn't that already exist with modern clothing?
Yes, but at least with modern clothing, it's something that, you know.
Then
if
just
you're
make knockoff replicas that are hard to see from a distance, like China.
Okay, well, wig production is a lot more expensive. Even cheap wigs,
But
today
again, R&D
are
focus.
very
R&D
expensive.
focus.
Yes, and guess what? You're still going to have that price disparity between really, really good wigs and really, really bad wigs, and you haven't even addressed this whole
But
point
that
of.
disparity could decrease over time.
But you haven't even addressed the point how if everybody's walking around wearing wigs, right, because they've shaved their head, people are also going to have to maintain their wigs, right? Wigs don't just stay in perfectly good condition, okay?
Oh, yeah, of
You
course.
have to maintain them.
It's their
in the
choice
same
on
way.
whether they want wigs or not. It's like buying a car. Like,
but
you buy a
that's
car,
the
you made
point.
that choice,
What
and
if
you should be
everybody
responsible for
takes wigs?
maintaining it.
What if everybody decides to wear wigs? Okay, now you've added in that extra expense of maintaining and buying and maintaining.
Do you know how expensive
wigs.
maintaining
So
your
that
hair
you're
is?
not-
No. Do you know
Okay.
how expensive maintaining your natural hair is?
Probably not any cheaper than
No, it's
maintaining
more
a
expensive.
wig.
Shampoo, conditioner, haircuts, especially for females. Like, haircuts for females are not cheap. Like, my sister's haircuts are expensive. It's very expensive.
Okay, and maybe getting a head tattoo. Tattoos are very expensive. Okay, you mentioned tattooing. So
I
you want
said
people
that
to
there's
tattoo
free
their
real
heads.
estate. I never said I wanted
Free
to.
real
I said
estate
it gives them
for
the option
styling.
to. Yes, exactly. It gives them the option.
Enough with styling your hair. Get a bunch of needles poked into your head.
Yeah,
instead.
I mean,
Get
it's a personal choice.
Yeah, but unlike if I don't like my hairstyle right, I get it changed, right? If I don't like a tattoo
But
style,
there's
then I
limitations
got
on your change with your
into
natural
my
hair.
Skull. Yes, then there's huge limitations with a head tattoo.
I'm not saying that everyone has to. I said it's an option. It's an option
but
that
it's not
became
nearly
available.
a changeable option as changing your hair.
Yeah, but it's still an option. With your natural hair, you can't really get a head tattoo. You're gonna have to shave that off to get it.
Spend $500 for a one-time head tattoo versus spend a fraction of that for
I don't
a
see.
haircut.
I don't see what your point is here, because I'm saying that here's another option for people who really want to get a head tattoo. And you're
Yes,
just
but
making a
it's
big deal.
not-
out.
it's a one-time
You're making a big
option.
deal
It
about
doesn't
me
have-
giving people an option.
Out of subject,
doesn't
you
have
wanted
nearly
to
the
waste money on muffins, right?
Muffins are delicious.
Yeah, why do people
all
think
right.
tattoos are great?
We're gonna take a song break so that this crazy muffin can think about.
I'm the
flaws
crazy
in his
muffin here.
arguments.
I'm gonna call you a cupcake then.
Okay, we'll be right back. Oh my goodness.
The weirdest talk show all around the world.
This looks fun.
Horses are a lot more complicated to make and manufacture than a t-shirt.
We've broken a lot of rules.
On Only HUS.
All right, and we are back. Okay, everybody. So it's closing argument time. I'm going to open first with just addressing some of the points that this muffin made. So first off, lice, not an issue, or is that that big of an issue? And if you're letting people using wigs, totally huge issue. Hair, super important for people's individuality, freedom of expression, just expressing, showing off your hair is something that so many people do. Taking that away from people, you're going to remove a big part of people's identity. And that is just not cool, not right. And that is just a major reason why this whole mandatory bald thing is crazy. Plus the expense, he argued that you're going to be saving money. You're not really going to be saving that money. You're going to be spending on wigs. You're going to be spending it on tattoos. You're going to be spending it on razors. And you're going to be spending it on Nair. Okay? So, and you're still going to have to buy soap. Even if you're not buying shampoo for your hair, you're going to have to buy soap for everywhere else. So it's not like you're saving really that much amount of money. I'm sure that shampoo is cheaper than Nair. So just totally crazy. This muffin is absolutely just bonkers. And yeah, that's pretty much my initial closing argument. Go ahead, Raj.
All right. So, wait, hold on. For my closing arguments, if I address the points you make, or just
yeah, go ahead.
All right. So you mentioned how hair is important to individuality. This gives more freedom of individuality and more freedom of expression because you have the capabilities of using wigs, tattoos, and other sorts of things that you can put on your hair. You also mentioned expenses. So wigs and tattoos are both optional. I don't understand why you're trying to emphasize that people are always going to do it. I don't see how you can be the voice of the people when you're just 1% out of 7.4 billion or however many people there are. And also you mentioned how Nair is expensive. Nair is $7. I don't think $7 is expensive at all. Anyways, other than that, with having yourself be bald, like I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to quickly brush through these points. It gets rid of things out of your hair loss, promotes unity and prevents discrimination. It allows for limitless capabilities when it comes to wigs. It can have health benefits such as no lice, no ingrown hairs, no follices, unless you use wigs, but then that's an optional choice. That's on your end, not ours. It complements a lot of facial hairstyles, so that's something men can have. It's easier to wash and maintain compared to having hair. You don't need to go to the barber to get it maintained because you can do it yourself. There's freedom to wear anything you want, so you have one less variable to clash with your clothing. It has the potential to make you look younger due to the lack of gray hairs. And also it can provide support for people who have cancer because they feel discriminated against for having no hair in a society where having hair is a standard.
Wow. Okay. All right. My final closing point is this. Okay. You mentioned how I'm just one voice in 7 billion, right? And that, why is my position should be, the law of the land or whatever? Well, guess what? Okay. I may be one voice in 7 billion, but go out and you look at those 7 billion people. How many people are willingly shaving their heads currently? Okay. I'd say the percentage is significantly lower than 100% of people, right? So I would say already people are in the position of they don't want to go out and shave their head. It's something that they can do if they want to do, but they're not going to do it because it's not something they want to do. Okay. And your whole tattoos, wigs thing, unnecessarily expensive. Okay. You're adding additional costs. $7 for a bottle of Nair. You can get a cheap shampoo for significantly less than $7. You can get a bottle of shampoo at the dollar store. Okay. And you want people to pay $7 for Nair? That's over 700% the expense. Like, that's absolutely nuts. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, I'll just end it off with, I love my hair. My hair is awesome. I don't want to shave my head. Final statement.
Right. Oh, mine?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, wait, I thought...
You have one more statement.
All right, this guy's a crazy cupcake. I don't even know what he's saying about a Nair being 700% increase. Because you need to understand that there are alternatives to Nair. You don't
now we're
need
going to insult
Nair. I mean, you are a crazy cupcake. Okay. That's a given. You called me a crazy muffin. I feel like I have a right to defend myself.
Wow. All right. You know what? There you have it. This guy is a loon. Okay, guys. We're gonna do a 5 minutes quick debate about a very interesting topic. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel very passionate about. I'll tell you it after this next song. But in the meantime, go to my Twitter at Saints of Games. I'm going to post a poll so you guys can vote on who won this debate. Please be sure to vote for the person who you think is did the best job. Not who you personally agree with or what position you agree with. Just vote on who you think had the best arguments, who you think defended their point the best, and at the end, who you just think won, or if it was a tie, whatever. Just go ahead and vote. I'm going to post a poll on my Twitter now, and we're going to go into a quick song break. So I'll see you guys in a short while.
Number 1. Check it out.
At least in your heart, I think.
Only hits. The weirdest talk show all around the world.
This looks fun.
Horses are a lot more complicated to make and manufacture than a t-shirt.
We've broken a lot of rules.
On Only Hits US.
All right, so we are back, and as you can see on the poll, I have won, which is obvious. Now, to be fair,
Okay.
I won with 55%. Raj got 20%, Ty for 11%, didn't watch for 14%. Now, here's the thing. Okay, obviously, I posted on my Twitter. A lot of people are just going to vote for me, and I'm sure some of you muffins just voted for the position that you agreed with. Which, let's be fair, most people probably would lean towards they want to keep their hair. So this poll isn't any indicator, but it is kind of a representation. I'm still willing to take the win.
Okay,
But you did a really good job, Raj, defending your position. So I
just wish we did the dress code one.
A dress code one. We can. Hey, that'll be in the poll for the next week or the next podcast, which will be Tuesday. Next week will be the next one.
Let me know who's on it. I'll give them all my notes.
Okay. Maybe we'll save that one for the next time you're on. But anyway, so here we go, guys. It's time for the last segment of the show, the quick debate. We're going to have a super quick debate. The debate topic is pineapple on pizza. Heads, you're in favor of pineapple on pizza. Tails, I'm in favor of it. Hey, Siri, flip a coin. Hold on. Hey, Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
Okay, wait. Am I in favor of it? I think that's what I said, right? Raj,
I don't know.
what did I say?
I forgot.
I said heads, you're in favor of it.
Congratulations.
Tails, I am, right? Okay, whatever.
Best radio host.
I think I couldn't remember. I literally said.
All right, Vincent, you decide.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Tails was.
I think
I'm
it's
in favor
BBH in
of.
favor.
Okay, so I'm in favor
let's
of
go.
pineapple on pizza. You're against it. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, pineapple on pizza is amazing, and anyone who doesn't like pineapple should be excommunicated from everything. They shouldn't be allowed to eat
Excommunicate. So now we're suggesting that we go ahead and fully discriminate in people and like kick them out of our society just because
Yes.
they don't like pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza is
What
awesome.
type of radical extremist are you?
Especially if you have a spicy sauce. That's not extreme at all. Pineapple on pizza is
You literally
is
mentioned
delicious.
excommunicating them just because
Yes.
they didn't like pineapple
That's
on
how
pizza.
passionate I am about this, okay? Literally, pineapple on pizza is literally amazing, okay? Who wouldn't want delicious, tasty pineapple, which complements the kick of the sauce on a pizza? Who wouldn't? Like
People
it
who
tastes
don't
great.
like pineapple on pizza.
Have you ever had Hawaiian pizza? Okay, it has pineapple on it. Okay, that's
This is so hard for me to argue because I love pineapple pizza.
Well, argue it, darn it. Go ahead. Why is pineapple on pizza gross? Exactly. You can't defend it.
Okay, no,
Even you
because you
agree
see,
with me.
because there's a drastically sweet taste compared to that normal, like cheesy margarita taste of pizza. It's such a
What?
conflict of flavor that you can't really comprehend. Like, why does this fit in? Why is this so different? It was like black and white. They don't mix together.
That's why they mix together. The contrast is what gives pineapple.
No. Every
on
flavor
pizza the
should
beauty.
complement each other. Everything should complement each other.
Contrasting is a complement of a flavor.
Contrasting
Not all-
is not a compliment.
Yes, it is.
No, it
Sometimes
isn't.
you put something that has a very contrasting flavor on food because it gives it a tanginess. It gives it a vibrance that it wouldn't otherwise have. Pineapple on with tomato sauce on a pizza works perfectly in giving that contrast. It gives that balance of flavors. Okay, it's perfect. Why do you think pizza, you can literally throw any other thing on a pizza and everybody's like, oh, that's fine. Why discriminate against pineapple? You are a pineappleist, sir.
Okay, listen. Would you have maple syrup, chicken, and waffles on pizza?
Maybe some people
As
might
well
like
as
that.
cheese, as well as margarita sauce?
Some people
altogether?
might like that.
Because those
Okay.
are two contrasting flavors according to you. So do they complement each other?
They might. I don't know. Have you ever tried it?
I have actually. It
And
tasted
was
disgusting.
probably-
It tasted
and,
disgusting.
Hey, maybe that doesn't work. It
I
doesn't mean
vomited.
that pineapple on pizza does not work, okay? And pizza is very general. You could have pineapple on just pepperoni pizza, pineapple on just cheese, pineapple with Canadian bacon pizza, pineapple on ham.
on cheese.
Hawaiian pizza is a thing for a reason, okay? You have pineapples with pepper pizza. There's literally a ton of different flavors
Listen,
you can try with.
Can we just like agree that it's a matter of opinion and just end it at
No,
that?
it's not a matter of opinion. People who don't like
I don't see
pineapple
why
on
we should
pizza
excommunicate
should be
people.
sent to the moon.
Okay, listen, we here in the United States of America, we pride ourselves in having freedom. And right now, you're not really giving people freedom of choice. You're saying conform to us, conform to liking pineapple on pizza.
Down
or
with
be
freedom
gone.
of choice. Pineapple on all pizza. It should be mandatory.
What about people who are
Pineapple on
allergic to
every
pineapple?
pizza. Well, they
Because
can go live on the moon with everybody
Mystic
else.
OLYT in chat says he's
Sorry,
allergic
Mystic,
to pineapple.
you're gonna have to go live on the moon. Pineapple on pizza is the best. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you are really just kicking people out for not liking pineapple?
Who wouldn't want to live on a moon? On the moon, I'm giving
Me?
them because they don't like pineapple. I'm giving them something awesome they can go enjoy.
Something awesome.
Okay.
Again, this is a matter of this is your own opinion. You're trying to project this onto
allergy
everybody
pineapple.
else.
Listen, we will make allergy pineapple for the people
Allergy
who are allergic
pineapple.
to it. Yes.
What
we will
is
genetically
you mean
alter it.
allergy-free pineapple?
Yes, so that they can eat and enjoy pineapple with the rest of us on their delicious.
Think about how much of a money waste this would be, huh?
It's not money waste at all. Oh my goodness, pineapple on pizza.
I wonder where you got that argument from.
All right, well, you guys, we won't have a poll for that, but let us know what you think. Who won that one? That was just a fun little one. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into this podcast episode. We have to go. Stick around. A60, do you want to talk a little bit about what's coming up next?
Coming up, we got Cindy. It's just Cindy, like talking and songs. If you like music, yeah, I know. I presented really well, but Cindy is like our every weekday host, so now she knows. So yeah, thanks for listening. Did you like the show? And on Tuesday you said, right?
Tuesday.
So
Same
Tuesday
time.
and Thursday. Are you sure
Yay.
about this? Yeah,
Maybe.
you are.
It's subject to change.
Check Twitter.
So yeah, check Twitter on the Hit US, our website on the hit.us, BBH's Twitter. So yeah, right now, Sigala with Wish You Well. Thanks for listening on the Hit US. We'll be back soon, I guess. Any last words?
Nope, just bye.
Follow me on Twitter.
Wow. What? Okay, thanks for tuning in on the Hit US.